We would play community property with acoustic. I would start it out and sing it. But I do miss playing guitar. But you know, Charlie, it's really hard to play guitar next to someone who's really good at guitar. You know, because I'm like, we used to do the guitar off thing where I would do a guitar solo and he'd copy whatever I did. That was fun. That'd be fun to bring back the guitar duo.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I always got strapped to an acoustic, so it really wasn't fair. You know what I mean? Satchel has whammy bar, distortion, light strings, and I'm playing acoustic, which is way more difficult. And that's why he always beat me.
But you had to, you know, your finger picking. You got all the chops for, you know, guitar player.
Hey, yeah, man, I can play a little bit.
Which is like Don Dokken. You got George Lynch right there, but Don is a great guitar player.
Right.
You know, underrated for sure. You know, are you by chance recording this? Mm-hmm. Okay, because you know,
are you?
Yeah, I am now. You know, so I'm sorry, dude. We were already into this. What time you got to go?
I'm good.
Are you?
Yeah.
Because the reason I'm saying is you know, I'm a newbie at the Zoom thing. Okay, so look, I'm going to fire it off, and we'll this will be really good. Okay, but I think I got it. I just want to make sure. I do have the audio, but I want the video. That's the main thing. All right, I won't do this to you again. I know your time is valuable. So Michael, the shows back east were really good. Good turnout, right?
Yeah, man, it's the first time back in 14 months. First bus tour. I mean, we've done some shows, you know, during COVID towards kind of the end, but it was just weekend. We getting to fly out to a place, get in a minivan, play a show, get in the minivan, drive to the next place, go to sleep, wake up, and repeat. And that's a brutal task. So to finally be on a bus and do a 2-week tour, it was great. And some of the shows, like I think I may have told you this, but some of the shows we did 2 performances a night. So we were playing more shows in a row than we've played in over 20 years. So, but it was great, man. The response was killer. Most of the shows are sold out. You know, they're all at half capacity, but still selling out half capacity during COVID is a big deal because people that buy tickets aren't sure if the show is ever going to come. So some people are reluctant to put their money out for tickets. So we were grateful that when we got there, we were able to, you know, have great crowds everywhere. We sold a bunch of, you know, merch and took pictures with everyone and hung out. And it was great, man. It was nice to be around people. And we also played really small venues as well. Well, the first show we played was this place called the Corbin Arena in Kentucky. and it holds like 6,000 people, right?
Yeah.
So they did it at half capacity, and I think we did like 2,500 people, and it was killer. Like the first show was an arena. It was rad. We had a great time.
But even at half capacity, I mean, everybody's grouping together, going up to the stage.
No, they had them potted.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so people had to stay in their designated area. It's kind of awkward. Well, we did the last show we did. I think it was Memphis, Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. No, that wasn't it. I forget where it was. Oh, Birmingham, Alabama. We did the show, and it was an outdoor park, and we went on when it was light out, and everyone set up in the like just fences around them, you know, those like barrier fences. And, you know, there's pods everywhere, and everyone's like has to sit down. They can't stand up, and it's just really awkward at first. Because, you know, you can't really tell if people are enjoying themselves because they can't do anything. Usually when people are in the front, you know, just standing in general admission, they're like excited, you know, and I think people, you know, when you play to people in pods, it's different for everybody. It's different for the band. It's different for the crowd. And they don't know how to react or respond because they're just sitting there, you know? And so we just tell them, man, stand the fuck up and let me hear you scream. Get your fucking hands up. Let's get involved. Let's do it. Mm-hmm. And it was good, though. It turned out to be a really great experience, man. Oh, and then I woke up and I overslept and missed my flight home, which was pretty awesome.
Because you were all rocked out.
Dude, I swear to God, man, like I wake up, my flight's at 9. I woke up at 9:30. I'm like, motherfucker. So I had to book another flight, pay $500, and I flew home all day long, and I got home at like 10.
Nice. Yeah, not a nonstop for sure, you know, right?
I had like a 3-hour layover. Then my flight was delayed. Hey, kids, set your alarm. Not just one,
2 alarms.
two.
Yeah. So tell my daughter,
And
2 alarms.
I set an alarm, right? Physically before I went to sleep. And I thought, oh my God, I should set another alarm because I usually set 2. So I said, hey, Siri, set my alarm for 7:35 a.m. And so she turned off the first alarm and turned on the 7:35. And I just pressed stop because I'm used to having 2 alarms, and I slept through it.
Oh man, dude.
I haven't missed a flight since 1981, man. Tell you
Are
what.
you kidding me? Really?
I miss a lot of flights.
That's pretty good considering, you know, as many dates and the fact that you guys are rock and rollers. You probably don't always have your mental faculties after long shows and partying, right?
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is, when the tour is over,
Mm-hmm.
we all split up and we all have different flight times and different pickups and drop offs. So you're on your own at the end of the tour. You miss your flight, that's your problem. But before the tour, if you miss your flight, you just call the agent, go, and they figure it all out for you. But it costs you like $300-400 to do that.
Do you get mobbed in the airport?
No, never.
No, are you shitting me?
No, not at all. That very rarely happens to me.
Oh, because I was thinking, you know, like you know, Cheap Trick when I don't know if you saw the long film of them in Budokan, you know, it came out years later, but the women were just, I mean, they were scared, they were fearing for their lives, you know.
No, it's not like that for us.
No,
And then if people do recognize us, they're super cordial and it's not weird.
maybe it's because you're so forward. Maybe it's because you're so confident. Like you know, we're gonna rock your pussies, and you know, and so they maybe they're a little.
Maybe you never know. Maybe they think that I'm going to be an asshole. Who knows? You never know. But I'll tell you, most people that I meet in airports or bakeries or donut shops are usually people that are totally cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean, very rarely is there someone who is like, I fucking hate your band, you're a dick. I've never gotten that. Thankfully. Not since high school.
Well, dude, this is a fact. I mean, all of you guys off stage in the chill moments, just regular guys, man, you know, like approachable. I'm telling this to the fans as if you didn't already know, if you've done a meet and greet with you guys. There isn't this pretentious rock star thing, and yet your alter ego is like, you know, over the top and just, you know, bombastic and, you know, in your face. And
yeah, it's really fun to be able to do that, dude.
Yeah,
because, you know, like we were talking about this, I think before, about bands that take themselves super serious. And it's great because, you know, everybody has, you know, a different style of music that they like. And sometimes you want to hear something really deep and really, you know, serious. And then sometimes you want to hear something that makes you laugh and rock out and have fun. And that's where we come in. You know, we, you know, what we sell is fun.
Does it ever piss you off? I don't know if you've like read, you go on a thing like Rhapsody or even iTunes, and they may say something about parody band. Oh, did you hold it in?
You don't have to with this. It's 85 milligrams of THC in it.
Really? Is it pretty stony? I've not done it yet.
Yeah, it's really good for you.
I'm still doing edibles and suppositories.
Oh, suppositories work great.
They do, but you know what? There's nothing. I tell these kids now, because y'all don't know what, you know, it's not even fun, because it was fun when it was illegal. And when you take that big rip and you're just gagging, that's in the, you know, after you pop the carb and the, you know, that was it. Now it's become a little more smooth and vape.
Yeah.
You gotta, you know.
I used to like getting stoned because, you know, you feel like you're doing something wrong and you're getting high. It's the best of both worlds.
Well, it must feel that way when you're on stage, right?
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting
even
away
on the natch with nothing, right? It's like,
dude, I truly, I need no drugs to do what I love to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to be cool or anything. I'm just being serious. I truly don't. I get so fucking high off the energy from the crowd and making people stoked. that makes me feel good, like really good.
You had enough of the excess in the old days anyway. I mean,
Yeah, you can't, like we were talking about this before, and we've had this conversation before. Yes, that you can't live like that forever. You have to moderate or eradicate. That's what I always say. Moderate or eradicate.
yeah.
Eradicate.
Eradicate bakers, man. Make let me listen. What else? Okay, yeah. Live stream show this weekend, right? This coming weekend on the 22nd.
I'm going to do a promo. You ready? Hey,
Yeah.
Steel Panther fans, if you're watching this interview, it's time to get on your web browser, type in steelpantherrocks.com, and buy some tickets for our live stream on May 22nd at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with 2 amazing special guests. The first guest, Bobby Blotzer from the band Rat. Second guest, Tracy Guns from the band LA Guns. A reunion. It's been 20 years since Tracy and I have been on stage together, and now we're going to reunite at the Steel Panther live stream. You don't want to miss this. All right, get your tickets while they're available, because it will not sell out. Okay, I'm done.
And that just sold 500 more tickets.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I got to make my rent. My mom is yelling at me to pay my rent. So buy a ticket, please.
Isn't it nice now? And I've said this to you guys before, maybe kind of busting your balls, but to be able to be solvent and not live off your stripper girlfriend's income, right?
Well, yeah, but it's also nice to have extra income too on the side. So I still salute strippers of America and around the world. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I mean, I have to give it up. I mean, there's been so many girls that have supported my dream, but I also, it's a trade-off. You just can't expect to like have somebody give and give. You got to give back. So, that's how I learned to fuck so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has it lost its luster? I mean, with
strippers,
is it as good as it was? I mean, like that first time when you're 18 and it's all about 5 seconds. I mean, is it still that exciting for you guys?
Well, it's kind of like pizza. Mm-hmm. When I first started eating pizza, I was like, oh, this is the best. I can't stop eating it. Right. But I still eat it because I love pizza. So strippers are like that. It's I know there's an endless supply of pizza and there's an endless supply of strippers. There's a lot of fathers who fail, and they think a fail is that when their daughters end up on the pole, but
right.
That is not a fail.
No, I don't think that's a fail at all.
Not at all. That's called, giving back to the community.
What an epic fail is keeping her, confined to, One Republic or something like that.
Yeah, you do that and you end up, with a needle in your arm. You got to be careful. Mm-hmm. Heavy metal is a safe music to really get into. For us, I think what people resonate with Steel Panther is, what we sing about. It's right on Front Street. It's right in your face. It's a lot of profanity and a lot of sex and drugs and heavy metal, right? But I mean, really, all it is we're just singing about stuff that people think about. People think about, Asian hookers a lot, but they just don't know how to facilitate it. People think about, oh, I wonder what a glory hole will be like. Well, I'll listen to Steel Panther and I'll listen to Glory Hole, and it will explain to me what it's like and what to expect. And I feel like, we're doing, I don't know, we're giving back to humanity, not only with information, but with entertainment.
That chorus in Glory Hole is just so, talk about being adrenalized, I don't want to know who's sucking my dick today. I mean, come on.
Right. But it's true, right? Sometimes you just don't want to know, but it feels so good,
Yeah.
It's part of life.
You're thinking of, Cheryl Teagues, right?
Yeah, anybody. I mean, that's the cool thing. We give you, just a little idea of what you can think about, but you can think about whatever you want. If you want to think about it being your uncle, and that does it for you, that's cool too. Whatever that's the thing. It's cool about Steel Panther is we're not like this heterosexual band, man, that can't be around anyone who doesn't see it our way. We're open to everybody. I mean, we have transvestites coming to our show, lots of the gay community comes to our show a lot, and they enjoy the fuck out of it. It's fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gay couples, lesbian couples come to our shows, and it's really cool to see that, because we're a safe place for everybody to come have a fucking beer, laugh, and get entertained.
Right.
Really, when it's all said and done, when I go to a show, I want to be visually entertained, and I want to be entertained through my ears. So eyes and ears, man, and the feeling of the PA, all the sound and the crowd around you, all that stuff together is it's an exciting evening. And fuck, man, even people that don't, what's really funny is people that like Steel Panther are not just heavy metal fans. They're like people who heard a song like, oh my God, let's go check them out. And then they become a Steel Panther fan. Right. But then, some people are metal fans and Panther fans, and they bring their friend and they're like, you got to see this band. Right. And they're like, well, I don't even like metal. It doesn't matter. Just come see them. And, I talk to people after the show, like, I hate heavy metal, but I love you guys. You guys are so fucking funny. It's great. And I go, well, that's great.
There's a lot of, I know a couple real hardcore, I'll call them feminists. And you talk about, they kind of rail against misogyny and all that, and yet they love you guys. I got a couple examples. I won't name them by names, but name them by name. But yeah, they dig you guys. And that would normally be something, if you were to typecast them, you go, oh, they must hate us because we're objectifying women and we're endorsing, premarital sex and, and I imagine sometimes when you go down south, however, there might be some opposition, right?
I've had a Bible thrown at me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was it Michael Sweet down there?
No, it was just a Christian fan trying to evangelize me from the crowd. Mm-hmm. The book hit me, but it didn't hurt. So that was cool.
That was shitty. I'm sorry I mentioned Michael Sweet. Michael Sweet's a great guy.
He's a good guy. And, that's the thing, man. I don't care what anybody believes in. Mm-hmm. Everybody, that's the cool thing about life. You can do whatever the hell you want to do, And so I don't care if someone, there's a lot of cops that come to our shows. And even when they're backstage and I'm talking to them and I don't know they're cops yet, and I go, what do you do for work? He goes, I'm a police officer. I'm like, I instantly go, okay. You like the band, right? No, I love you guys. Fuck yeah, man. But yeah, it's nice to have cops, people from the that serve, at the shows, and there's a lot of frontline people that still come to the shows with their mask and their shield on, and that's cool. And then you got the dudes that just don't give a fuck, who just drink beer, and that's their vaccination. They're just no shirt, no mask.
Nothing's gonna live in me. I'm not gonna get it.
Nothing can live when you kill it with alcohol.
That's true, man. We didn't cover the gamut, but I just basically wanted to check in with you and see where you're at with in regard to the tour. I know you got Aftershock coming up, right? That's going to be fucking huge, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a big show, and we have some more festivals that are slowly being announced for the summer. It's really exciting.
You got Download, right?
Download's until next year now.
Bloodstock, maybe, all that stuff, and yeah.
That's really fun. What's really cool about festivals is I get to see people that on stage that have influenced me, and I get to fan out. So I'll be there outside of stage just watching because I can, and I love live music. So, festivals, we usually get the festivals a little early because we're fanboys and we like to watch the bands play and shit. Mm-hmm. It's just fun. I like to be in that community because it's where I belong.
Well, I'm thinking right away when you guys did the tour, you did the tour with Priest. That must have been some. I know that Halford's was just a big influence, and to be on tour with Judas Priest, that had to be. I saw a couple dates, and you guys were loving it.
Yeah, it was great. That was a really fun tour. Scary as fuck. I mean, the first show was in Rochester, New York. And, I've never met anybody in Judas Priest. I was a fan, am a fan, but I went to catering and I'm sitting down and I'm having, some fucking food. And Rob comes in and, the whole room's kind of like, Rob's here, and I'm like, oh my God, Rob's here. And I just keep eating. I don't want to bother him because I don't want to be that guy. Oh my God, Rob, what's up? I'm the singer in the opening. But I didn't do that shit. I just kept eating my food. And then he sat down right next to me at the table and there's seats everywhere. And he sat right next to me. He goes, hey mate, I'm Rob. I go, oh my God, I'm Ralph. What's up? He goes, you excited for the tour? And I'm like, yeah, man. And we just like sat down and we ate together and he talked to me like he was like a regular dude. And we talked about how, bad our knees are from jumping and running around the stage and shit. It was an exciting day. And then the show sold out. It's in Rochester, New York. And the promoter decides that he wants to move the whole show, our show and Judas Priest show, an hour back. And the place is already filled. All the tickets are in. And Judas Priest said, yeah, because they can. But it put us in an awful position because everyone thought the show's Priest is starting at 9. Now they're starting at 10. Who's starting at 9? We are. So we go on and people are like, who the fuck is this band? Because they're Judas Priest fans. So people start throwing shit at us. We get beer bottles thrown at us. They're telling us to fuck off. And we're like, oh my God, this fucking gig sucks. And then we're like, all right, we just keep playing. And then, after like the third song, we usually stop the show and we talk to the audience. And once we stop the show and talk to the audience and, just pretty much told them what was up, what we are and what we do and why we're here and how grateful we are to be here. All the stuff that you would want to hear from an opening band. Everyone's like, okay, so it's a fun band. This is not serious. These guys aren't trying to be serious. This is a fun experience. And then after we did that introduction monologue, the whole climate of the room changed and it seemed like we had won some people over at least. But the whole tour was like that. Like we did New York and I think we played, I forget where we played, some hockey arena. But people, it wasn't general admission. People bought their front row tickets for high prices. So when we come out, people that bought front row tickets for Judas Priest are sitting in the front row watching us. Usually when it's general admission, Steel Panther fans, if we're opening, can get to the front and watch. But that's not the case. We're playing from only Judas Priest fans. And it was like when we first started out, we had to win over the crowd every night. But it was really fun. It was a great experience for us to learn that we can, number one, we can do it. And number two, that no matter how difficult it is to win over a crowd, it makes us that much better. So it was a great tour. It was 10 weeks we did with them. And at the end, we played the Seattle Tacoma Dome. Was it Seattle? The Tacoma Dome. And they invited us out on stage to play Living After Midnight with them.
Oh my God.
With Rad. I was singing with Rob. It was crazy.
Wow, that's a highlight.
Yeah.
You don't take any of this for granted.
Hell no. I'm so grateful for like just being where we're at as a band. It's I had a dream when I was 14. I wanted to be David Lee Roth, wanted to be on stage. I wanted to be in a band that had a killer guitar player, killer bass player, and killer drummer, and have songs that resonate with people that you can sing along to, and also be funny on stage. That's what I saw when I saw Van Halen at the LA Sports Arena for the Fair Warning tour. I was like, this is it. I was 15. I was like, oh my God.
Me too, right?
Dude.
Yeah.
I was like, this is so killer. That's what I want to do. I want to be him. I want to do what he's doing. You know, I always wanted to be in Van Halen, and I never got picked to be in Van Halen, but I got picked to be in Steel Panther, and to me, that's the next best thing. So I'm truly grateful that I got a position like this.
The nod you give, the homage, I know you probably have to split here in a minute. I want to prop the two.
It's just my son.
Oh,
trying to get something from me. Hold on.
okay.
You're welcome. I bought him a donut, so he's stoked. But now he wants a battery. There you go. Good catch.
Pretty soon it's going to be a car.
No.
But the two Van Halen songs, just read D.O.A. and Beautiful Girls. I mean, both from Van Halen 2.
Yep.
You guys slayed it.
Thank you. Van Halen 2 is that record, seriously, I know this is going to sound crazy to some people, but not to many. But that record changed my life. It really did. You know, Van Halen 1, I'll never forget. My brother invited me up to his room. He lived in the attic in Chicago, and he invited me to his room. And the first time I did cocaine was with him. He gave me a line. He's like, try this. I did it. I was like, oh, this is killer. He goes, check out this new record by Van Halen. He puts it on. He puts on Eruption. And I was like, holy shit. I was immediately, you know, just so couldn't wait to do another line. But the music was killer. And, you know, Van Halen 2, I went and bought an 8-track myself and had an 8-track ghetto blaster. And it was during the summer of 1979, I believe,
Exactly.
in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I used to listen to that record all the time. I could tell you where the songs got cut off to go to the next track. You know how that does that in the 8-track.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
But that record, man, it means so much to me. It's like, you know, where you're talking about Invasion of Your Privacy is your rap pinnacle for you. That's how, for me, Van Halen 2 was like, oh, this is fucking beautiful girls dancing night away, light at the sky, bottoms up,
Women in love.
Yeah, women in love, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like,
so good.
And people saying that David Lee Roth can't sing, I never understood that. I just, how could you tell me that he can't sing when I'm listening to him sing on a record and he sounds fucking amazing? Mm-hmm. Why does everyone want to be like this guy? Why does everyone want to emulate him if he sucks? It just didn't make sense to me. And
I was putting somebody on to So This Is Love. They had never heard it, you know, this younger person.
Right.
And just the other day, and she's like, oh my God, that's so good. Michael sounds just like them, you know, or whatever. But yeah, it was one of your fans, you know, and I sent her a link to you know, it had the Fair Warning cover, and I love that song, and I thought you guys probably did it in the Punks a bunch of times, you know. Great song.
Oh yeah. My baby's on the corner and she's looking so fine. Love that song.
Everyone together blow my mind.
Man needs love to live. I'm the living proof. Catch that
smile and I hit the roof.
So yeah, man.
That hey double take. Won't you keep on walking? I'm in love.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, that's it. I bet you if I zoom in on your arms, you get that goose skin. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'll tell you, even on my balls, I got goosebumps, which doesn't normally happen. But that's why we picked the D.O.A. and Beautiful Girls, is because that record meant a lot to me. And you know, our drummer Stix actually suggested those two songs. And I was like, I was right on board because of the fact that that record really meant a lot to me. And it was nice to be able to do those songs. But you know what I really realized when I was tracking the songs right here, I realized, God, I really don't sound anything like David Lee Roth. Like really, like when I really listened to him and tore apart his vocal part, you know, because I've always known it by listening to it, but when you sing it and record yourself doing it, it's a whole different ball game because it's like a big fat microscope that you have to look into. And so trying to match what he did, I remember I called Stix. I'm like, it's so weird. I'm having the hardest time recording this. And he goes, dude, just do it like you sing. Just, you don't have to do it like him. I was like, oh, okay. So I did it like me. And I guess the essence of Dave is within me, but we don't have like a similar, we have a similar sounding voice, but he definitely sings differently than I do. So, but yeah, once he gave me that tip, I was like, fuck yeah. And then I finished it in like an hour.
You, my brother, are enough.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks. I appreciate that. It's always nice to hear that. And I'm glad you like those songs. People really have been listening to those songs a lot on Spotify.
I like your whole catalog, man.
Thanks.
From, Feel the Steel on up till now. I think Oklahoma Girl is just it's just fucking filthy. And to go down south and maybe, the mothers and fathers who are dropping the girls off in the parking lot, well, I better come and get you right at 10:30 promptly.
Yeah, that's, when we first put out Feel the Steel, actually, let me even go back further. We put out we did our own record. We put it out ourselves. It's called Hole Patrol.
Mm-hmm.
And this record had Death All But Metal on it, Fat Girl, the song called Big Boobs, and another song called, oh my God, I forget the name of it. Oh, I think it was Cleveland Rocks or Metal Shop. I forget what's, anyways, we did a video for Fat Girl. And so we decided that we're going to sell these CDs from the stage and put the video on YouTube and start playing them. So we added like 2 or 3 songs from the EP into our set at our cover gig. But I remember singing Fat Girl for the first time, and the words that I was singing, I felt like, because there's fat girls everywhere, for the most part, 1 out of 4 people, are bigger than the other. It's just the way life is, right? And I remember Satchel going, dude, don't trip on singing the lyrics. Just find a fatter girl and sing them to her. She'll be stoked. I'm like, all right. So I tried it, and I said, and I'm telling you, they embraced it. Like, thank you. Like, thank you for writing a song about us and singing to me. Like they sing all the words. It's crazy. Crazy.
So much better than singing about an anorexic girl. I mean, what?
Yeah. Either way, man, it's just, I never thought that I would be singing a song called Asian Hooker at Ozfest in Japan. And we opened up with it. And I'm like, Asian Hooker. And people are like,
the people that I'm not going to say attack, but even like Billy Graham's in here, and this one, the people that you mention, not to mention Death to All But Metal. I think that was the first time that you had just laid it all out there. Mariah Carey, Madonna, Eminem, or not Eminem, but 50 Cent and Kanye West, and I was going, these guys are going to get lynched, and here it is. Those guys probably laugh and probably give a big hug and high fives,
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Like, thanks for bringing back my career,
Yeah. Well, Jacoby from Papa Roach, we put that line in there about, spiking up the hair, wearing baggy pants, right?
Yeah.
And I ran into Jacoby at Starbucks here by my house. And I was like, and I hadn't seen him. I knew him a little bit, but we weren't friendly and we didn't have each other's phone numbers. But I see him coming out of Starbucks, and I'm walking in the Starbucks, and there's no way for me to make a left or right without us knowing what's going on, right? So I walked up to him, I'm just like, hey, Jacoby, what's up, man? He goes, hey, what's up, dude? And I go, I talked to him about Death All But Metal. He goes, oh, dude, I'm just stoked that we're in it, man. Appreciate you mentioning us. I go, really? He goes, dude, for real. I think it's fucking funny. It's great. And I'm like, I fucking love this guy.
Yeah.
And we've been friends ever since. And
take the piss out of all that seriousness,
Yeah, dude. Like right away, he's like, dude, I don't give a fuck. I think it's funny as hell, man. Kicks ass. And I was like, this guy. And same with the Goo Goo Dolls. They thought it was the funniest fucking thing ever. Because they consider their band a mall band, you know, because they're like, yeah, that's what we are, and that's fucking funny.
And they're in the first line.
Yeah. You know who else? You know who doesn't really get the jokes is the guys in Nickelback. Chad does.
Yeah.
But the other guys are like, because Chad wanted to take us out and have us open for him. And the other guys are like, I don't know. They seem to make fun of us a lot. Chad's like, yeah, but it's just funny. It's not. They don't mean it. They're just making jokes. Yeah, I don't know. So we never opened up for him. But we did write a song with Chad.
They got to get over themselves, you know?
Yeah, I get it. You take you build a brand up, Nickelback brand. Takes all that work to do it, and then somebody starts making jokes about it. I can understand that. So, you know, I get it. Like Motley Crue, they're fucking.
Yeah.
Vince is cool about it. Nicky's kind of cool about it, and then Tommy, he just doesn't get it. He doesn't like it. Like Eddie Trunk, he doesn't get it either. He likes us as people. He respects us as musicians, but he just doesn't get the comedy aspect of it and can't jump on board with it. And, you know, I have to respectfully respect people's opinions because that's what art is. Everyone has an opinion about art. And some people are going to like it and some people aren't. One thing my dad taught me early on, he said, look, Ralph, he said, look, you want to be in a band? You want to change your name to Michael? You want to be a rock star? And I said, yeah. He goes, get a job. Like, what? Because get a job. You got to support your dream. It's not going to happen for free. Get a job. And that was the best lesson they ever gave me is get a job. And then he told me, he goes, look, there's going to be people that hate you, people that don't care about you, and people that love you. Don't worry about it, any of them. Just focus on yourself and be the best person you can be. And that was a job and being the best person you can be are the best pieces of advice I ever got from my dad. Besides, don't do blow before you go to bed. That was pretty good advice too.
Yeah. Nowadays, it's like you have a strong cup of coffee before bed and I'm fucked.
I know, right?
Can't believe what we used to put in our bodies before, right?
I know. Dude, I can't believe, I just was hiking before. And you might know this guy I hiked with. His name is Ricky Gordon.
No one by name. I don't know. Yeah.
Anyways, he calls himself Hollywood and he's got tattoos everywhere of people's autographs on his body everywhere. So he has me like twice, once from the Atomic Punks as Ralph, and then once from Steel Panther as Michael Starr. Anyways, point I was trying to make is, you know, I went for a hike earlier today and I like nature. I like to be in shape and I like to hike. And, you know, after a while, like we were talking about, I think about all the shit I had put in my body, you know, before I learned how to do drugs properly. I can't believe I'm alive. Like, really?
Yeah.
And dude, if I would have got caught for half the shit I did, I'd be in jail. So I got lucky.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know how we were what course this was going to take. And I think you're cool with that, right?
I don't care.
Yeah. Because, you know, coming in with the same typical questions, I just love it because whenever we get on a conversation, again, there's nothing too serious, but I want to make sure that by the time we close out here, that you get all your talking points across. Anything, any band news or anything that you want to close with here?
Well, I would like to say two things. One, go follow me on Instagram. It's Michael Starr with 2 R's. Totally simple. Number two, go to cameo.com, look me up. And if you need a specialized video sent to one of your friends for a birthday or congratulations or a get well or a pep talk or financial advice or singing advice, you can order a video from me and I'll send it right over. And I'm going to say one more thing. I love heavy metal and I love you guys for watching this. And I want to thank Charlie for having me on because Charlie is the man.
You're the man. I appreciate everything.
We're both the man, dude.
We're both still men after all this time.
And look at Lexxi. He's changing every year. I just never know if he's going to cut his dick off or what.
Hormone therapy. I don't know what he's doing, but God, he is pretty.
Yeah, he's even at 50, he's still got it.
Yeah, I'll say. I'm so looking forward to seeing you guys in that little stage.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, dude.
Yeah. So Hope to, I'm interested in the set list. I guess I won't even know until you have it taped on the floor, right?
Yeah, you won't know until then. We haven't organized it yet. We have all the songs picked out we're going to do, but we need to put it in an order that makes sense with key changes and tempos and stuff like that.
I think Pussy Whip should be on there. Just saying.
Oh, I love that song too. We opened up with that song when we opened up for Priest.
Such great guitar in the beginning, Satchel. Yeah, love it. And then it just builds, and then it just socks you in the balls.
Yeah, right in the balls, just like the video.
I digress. We were saying goodbye. Thank you for your time, brother.
Hey, I appreciate you having me. I'm glad to do it, and anytime, man. And hopefully, I know we've been talking about this, but when I'm past my 6-month mark for my neck recovery,
yeah,
I can go in the water. I think we should get together, try and like surf together, because we've been talking about doing it since fucking 2007, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We should finally do it. What do you think?
I'm totally down. One thing I had told you that it was a 10-month recovery for me.
Yeah.
It actually wasn't. It was 4 months prior to getting the surgery. I was debilitated. I could not, because of pain. So it was actually 6 months. And then I did some, I adhered to the regimented physical.
Yeah. Same here.
And now I'm like new lease on life, dude. I feel so
Same here.
Need to build some muscle, obviously. And when you get older, as things begin to, you have to work a little harder. But I'm surfing just about 3-4 times a week, and I'm always. I just don't want to keep bothering you. So whenever you're ready, we live nearby. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm down. I just want to let everybody know that we're talking about neck surgeries. Because was it your neck or lower back?
No, I had L3, L4. I had what's known as a micro. What was the interview about in the comment section? That fucking Charlie. The microdiscectomy and laminectomy by my.
Quit using big words. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I had fucking back surgery. I had back surgery. And it was, it was as to get rid of that excruciating pain, going under the knife was totally worth it. Totally successful.
Hey, did you have artificial discs or a fusion?
I had a little bit of disc, I had my discs pumped up. I didn't have a fusion. No.
Okay.
What they did is, and they also had to snip a nerve, and they had to do they had to like bore out some, they had to do some, I wish I knew more, I'm just not like a guy like, hey, just
you know what? Do you feel good?
I feel great. And, punching, I can pick shit up. I can surf.
Just to let you guys know out there, if you're older, like for me, I'm going to be 56 on the 17th of May, and you can Venmo me any money you want for my birthday. But I just want to say that, we're talking about these injuries, right? So he injured his lower back. I injured my neck here, between C4, 5, and 6 from singing, from like whipping my head back on stage. And Tracy Gunn sent me over a video of us doing a show. I think it was in Florida when we were doing that tour in 97. And I was watching myself on stage, and I cannot believe how much force I was whipping my head back with through the whole show. And it's funny because I just, wore out my discs, rocking. But now I got 2 new artificial discs. I didn't get a fusion. I got artificial discs. My neck feels 100 times better. I can work out again. I can exercise. I got 2 groin hernias fixed. And I got my voice surgery too as well. So I'm ready to rock, dude.
And you got the attitude too. That's the main thing. The attitude is a big part of the recovery.
Yeah.
One thing I do regret though, one thing that I am limited is I can't suck my dick anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's a sacrifice, no pain, no gain, right?
Right. I can put that one aside, all that childish folly, that's over. Well, anyway, there we go, digressing again. I have such a good time talking to you. I never want it to end. So. But I do appreciate it, man. And I will Be seeing you next weekend.
All right. Well, I look forward to it, Charlie. Love you, bro.
I love you too.
Peace.
Peace.
Did you stop recording?
It says end meeting for all. What do I do? What do I need to hit?
I don't know. I've never recorded a thing.
Okay. Yeah. Recording is now